streaming. We're streaming live.
Woo!
Woo.
All right, doing this without a safety net there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and just popping this open really quick for my own reference. Okay, ready, Anton?
Yep.
Yep. Welcome to episode 85. This episode 2OC we talk about Space Mountain Man, Geek Anthem, and Meet the Parents. I'm Al Flores.
And I'm Anton DeWong.
Yeah, I probably should have saved the...
Yeah, you maybe.
How's your weekend been, Anton?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I actually did quite a bit of stuff, very exciting stuff that we'll probably talk about in this show. I got to see Hamilton this past week, and
yeah, I saw it on your story. I refrained from asking questions because I wanted to save it for the show.
Yeah, and I tried so hard to just keep it into myself, but every time when we play Overwatch during the week, I just want to talk to you about it because after watching it, it's just crazy. We'll talk a little bit about it later, unless we're going to be talking about it now.
Well, I have a few things I want to cover first before we get into that, but we'll cover it in the intro part.
Yeah, but before that, we're doing something new this week. I got a little bit of a camera setup. I don't know if you can pull it up right now, just to see what it looks like. I don't even know what it looks like.
No, I see it. You look more professional than I do.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy. So yeah, I got this Logitech camera. I think it is called the C920. And it's a fairly cheap camera. It used to be like $150 back in the day, but you can get it now for probably about $50. And then I also got this light over here. I'm going to show it on the screen right here. It's really bright. So this is a really cheap setup that I'm having for this show. So then, it looks like, we got a little bit more of a bigger production.
Yeah. I have my own light, but I should have probably played around more with the setup for it instead of me just placing it on there.
Yeah, and the reason why I did this is because for the last couple of episodes, I've been recording these video stream that we have on YouTube, and it's just recording the audio from the laptop instead of the microphone. So I wanted something where it's all in one system, and it's recording the audio, the video, and also streaming at the same time. Because I got this monster machine over here, and I got to put it to good use.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways,
you paid good money for it. So
yeah, exactly. So, anyways, you were gonna say something about your week?
Yeah. So first off, and I kind of want to get your background, and I know it's been quite a while since this happened, but this last weekend was very busy for me and my girlfriend because one of the what I said a couple episodes ago, for New Year's, in order to prevent us being, pulled into holiday events and stuff like that, we wanted to go at our own pace when introducing people. This weekend was probably the worst of it.
Oh no! Okay.
On Saturday, we had lunch with my brother and his wife, so she got to meet them, which was fun. We were there for a while. Honestly, probably spent another almost 2 hours after we finished eating, just talking at the restaurant. And then I got to meet her mom, and I already met her brother and his wife before that. But it was just so packed, dude. And I was kind of curious of how your first experience with your meeting your wife's parents went. Okay,
so for me, I think it was easy because I'm a very relatable guy, especially when it comes to like family. I just try to figure out, where their comfort zone is at, and that's where I start hitting all of that stuff. Well, I think the first thing for me was I got along with the siblings really well. So it pretty much clicked, they were on my side, backing me up if I needed to, get comfortable with the family. So when I talked to Julie's parents, I talked to them in Vietnamese. So I got them to understand that I'm educated, so I'm not some guy who's gonna come in and say, oh, I'm gonna take your daughter away. No, I'm not that type of guy. I rather ease it in, Let them
Ease
understand.
it in, really, Anton? That's a word you want to use in front of their parents. I just want to ease it in. I just want to ease it in with your daughter.
No, because I don't want to overwhelm them. I mean, she never
No,
really
no.
took a guy home before, so I mean, it took a while to actually get to meet her parents because I guess she was trying to focus on school. And
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about Asian families is they don't want any of their kids dating until they're in college or something like that. But I mean, I dated Julie since senior year of high school, so
Right.
I think it was a surprise to them.
Yeah, which is very. I mean, for Asian parents, that's really early for them.
Yeah.
No, but you kind of hit something on the head there that kind of made me nervous. Was her parents like to correct her in her Spanish.
Yeah.
I am very self-conscious about my Spanish. I know it. I can read it. I can kind of write it. Like I'm self-taught when it comes to writing. But when it comes to speaking it, I tend to stumble on some words, or I just don't know the words altogether.
Yeah.
And there was a point in the dinner where my girlfriend said something, and I really can't remember off the top of my head what it was. And her mom's like, huh, I think you mean this. And they went back and forth. Like they were arguing. It was the level of conjugation. I'll put it this way. It was like in high school terms, they were speaking Spanish 3 conjugation, like the little nuances. And here I am going, I'm getting a B+ in Spanish 1. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna shut up. I'm not even gonna give him a chance to catch me off guard on this one. I'm just gonna let this one go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, it went well. So apparently, because her mom was very quiet, but I guess she was just like observing. She wanted to see me how I interacted. But you're right. I did win over the sibling and the sibling's wife. So that was kind of like her kind of confirmation that I'm not a threat or I'm not a bad influence on their daughter. But I thought it went well.
Yeah. So for me, like, I mean, in the past, regardless of, my wife now, regardless of her parents or anybody's parents, especially if it's like, a friend's parents or something like that, I usually talk to them in intention of, oh, hey, I'm a good friend of your son or daughter. And, I usually follow it up with like, oh, hey, where are you guys from originally? Oh, my parents are from here. So that way I can find like, some type of boundary to like, get that comfort zone where they're able to talk easier. Like, oh, hey, you're from this town, Do you guys do that too? I mean, especially, when you talk to people, you're like, oh, my dad's from Michoacan or,
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, and I think it's kind of a gauging game. You kind of see like, oh, what state are you from? And they're like, oh, I'm from this state. Like, oh, cool. How far are you? Like, they'll name a major city, and then they kind of like zone in to see like what part they're from. But I think it's the good thing about Mexico is at least the major towns or the major states are known for specific things. Like Jalisco is known for tequila and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like Texas. Oh, you're from Texas? Cool. I mean, you must like good barbecue, blah, 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 stuff like that. Yeah, but, and before I forget, my brother will kill me. My brother is RG from Deep Dives and Rabbit Hole podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to him. Check him out. You know how he likes to plug.
Yeah. That's it? And we're just plugging him?
Well, yeah, I brought him up earlier, so I just want to make sure I mentioned who he was.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask about your handle, but before that, just a quick thing. I went to Box Lunch and I purchased something, or ordered something, actually.
Dude, I love that store.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You got the cat. Oh, you got both of the cats. Why do you have two?
So and this is for the audio listeners. It's the Captain Marvel Goose the cat. I got two because I had a coupon from Christmas shopping. They like you get $15 off a $30 purchase. And I saw them like, oh well, I might as well spend it because you only have like 2 weeks to use the promo code before it expires.
Yeah.
and I saw the first one. I was like, oh, cool. Click. I have to get the cat. And then they have Box Lunch online exclusive, the flocked version.
Mm.
So for those that don't know, it's the fuzzy Pop Funkos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, cool. I got both versions. I got the normal one and I got the flocked.
That's nice. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be worth something in the future. I mean, the exclusive ones, they don't make that many.
Yeah, I think it's Box Lunch exclusive. So
Mm-hmm.
and apparently
I'm
the
kinda,
flock ones are hard to find.
yeah, I'm kind of curious to how that works. I mean, how exclusive is it? I know that sometimes there are certain exclusives where they are only sold at this place for a certain amount of time before it gets released to everything else. And there are certain exclusives where they only sell it once to this place, and that's it.
So I think this is going to be exclusive to the location, and that's it, because Box Lunch is a Hot Topic company, and
Yeah.
Hot Topic is usually the one that gets the exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we see at the conventions, is when there's a Hot Topic Funko exclusive, the line goes crazy for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Box Lunch does such a good job of marketing towards, like, the pop culture. I mean, Hot Topic is already a pop culture store. I mean, I remember at the very beginning when it was just like clothes.
Gothic. Yeah. And I also got Rick and Morty deck.
Oh, nice.
It was like $5. I'm like, I'm down. Let's do this.
Oh, cool.
All right, Anton. So what happened with your social media handle?
Okay, so funny you asked. Yes.
You told me to ask.
Yeah. So anyways, I've been using, KRAZIBOI428 for a very long time, or KRAZI428, just depending on the platform. But for a while, my official handle where I usually talk to people is just at Anton Duong. Mm-hmm. And I use that for Facebook. I use that for Twitter. And, me thinking that there's no other Anton Duong out there, I never made one for Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So for a while now, the only reason why I don't use Instagram as much is because I don't have that handle. And for the longest time, I was like, I don't really need Instagram. I can just use any other platform. But then I got to a point where, we're doing this now. And I'm like, damn it. Some kid. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I would say, also Instagram kind of got bigger than we expected. But
yeah.
I mean, I guess that goes for a lot of social media platforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so some kid in Massachusetts has my handle that I wanted, which is at Anton Duong. And his name is not even Anton, it's Anthony Duong.
Well, maybe he has a beef with a guy named Anthony Duong that booked at Anthony Duong.
Yeah, probably. But anyways, I message him and I try to see if he's able to, help me with this, but never really replied.
Did you make monetary offers?
Not yet. I mean, I don't know what to pay him, but I mean, if he replies to me, maybe I probably will. But yeah, he never did. So yeah. So anyways, I made a new yeah. So I made a new handle that I'm gonna use. It's based on a really old screen name that I used to use back in the day, way back in the day. It's called Anchobies, and it's spelled ANTCHOBEES. And yeah, I'm bringing that back. It's a total throwback for me. This is way back in like 2000s.
I think that T really saved you from that handle being taken.
Yeah. Anchobies.
Like, yeah, it's so simple, but yeah, it's surprising to take it. No, but the other thing too with the other social media, like Twitter, it helped that you're one of the first ones on there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember you got me to join Twitter back when we didn't even know what Twitter was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, during that time, people were using Twitter to like have their plant tell them it needs to be watered.
Oh, this is way before that. That's like them trying to find innovations for Twitter. No, I'm talking about like I think originally we used it from our circle of friends as a form to make announcements to the group. Not necessarily knowing.
I think we were using Pounce. We were using Pounce. I don't know if
That
you
too.
remember that platform, but because during that time, a lot of people were trying to figure out what social media platform they should get into. Because I guess the reason why Twitter was the way it was because of the characters that are used in the text. You're only allowed so many. And then Pounds, however, their take on it was, you can share links, but really short links.
Yeah.
Video or picture. But that never really worked.
And we used Twitter back when it was a texting app.
Yeah. Exactly. It wasn't even an app back then. It was just texting.
Yeah, it was a website and texting.
Yep.
Oh, memories. I totally forgot about that.
Man, it's like dinosaur years.
All right, that's on. So, I mean, I think you waited long enough. Go ahead and tell me about Hamilton.
Okay, so Hamilton, dude, I'm a big fan of Broadway shows. Hence being in drama and all that stuff back in the days. So Julian and I, we've been going to New York quite a bit, and we watch a lot of different shows every time we go there. And I don't know, like there's something about a Broadway show that makes it so magical. It's so different than going to the movies and watching everything on screen. I mean, when you're there, it's raw. Like you can really tell how talented these people are. And it totally changes the whole atmosphere of how you perceive acting. So anyways, Hamilton, okay, this is by far probably the best Broadway show I have ever seen in my life.
Ooh.
And this, I've seen a lot, and this pretty much tops everything that I've ever seen. So, I mean, I've seen Phantom of the Opera. That's probably one of my favorites. Lion King.
Which is a classic.
Yeah, classic. Saw the new Anastasia. Amazing. And, everybody's favorite is Wicked. You've seen Wicked, right?
No, but my money was, I thought The Wiz was going to take that for you, actually. I don't know why. Or not for you, but I mean, in general.
Yeah. So anyways, this show, Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius. And I'll tell you why. He basically took something that, a lot of people were really, really happy with was the Hamilton book. Whoever read it, it was like an autobiography by Ron Chernoff. I don't have his name here, but it's a great book. I started reading it too, and yeah, I can understand why he was so interested in this, because for one thing, people were reading it by word of mouth, like, telling, oh, hey, you got to read this book. And two, he thought about like politics whenever they have like, debates, he would think of it like having a rap battle. So
like preparation. I mean, the rap wasn't really around back then, but yeah.
Yeah, so he took something so modern and he put it into a formula of like, something that is very classic and very old school, and it just works. And it's so amazing because all of the numbers that he wrote throughout the whole entire show is so catchy. So when you're watching it, you're like, oh yeah, you're like bumping your head, and you can see people around you, like they're so into it because every word is like kind of like a slap in the face, and even the singing of the girls, they sound like they're like Destiny's Child, or like
that high level of quality performance.
Yeah, and there are moments where you think, oh hey, it's 3LW or anything like that. It's weird. After the show, I was like,
I like how you went that far back, 3LW.
Yeah. So yeah, I was talking to Julie after the show. I was like, hey, you know what? The girls kind of remind me of 3LW or Destiny's Child and stuff. It's so weird. And then when we got into the car, she started looking up stuff, and people were talking about it too. They're like, wow. So we're not the only ones that thought the same thing. So
don't tell me.
What? Don't tell you what?
Don't tell me this is actually the 3LW girls.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, but Lin-Manuel, like when he wrote, these songs, that was his intention, is to have that type of R&B feel to it. So
Yeah.
that way, like, not only is it catchy, it kind of sets the mood too. So, oh, and the cast, it's so weird. There's an Asian guy in the cast. They call it the Phillips cast because they have like they have like different casts. Like they have an Angela cast. They have the original Broadway cast.
Right.
And they have different names for each cast because they do different tours and different theaters. So I got a chance to see the Phillips cast, and the guy that was playing George Washington is Korean.
But Washington was white.
Exactly. Dude, he was freaking amazing. His voice is so good. I mean, we were sitting in the balcony. We couldn't really see his face, but for sure, we know, he looks a little, my color here. Yeah, but dude, he's so
I was
good.
like, I can't say anything because anything I say will be perceived as racist.
Yeah, so anyways, there's a lot of people that were talking about, how this cast is so diverse and why it doesn't make sense for a lot of people to have like a different race to portray these characters. But it makes so much sense because back in the days, Hamilton was more into like abolishing slave early. He cared for everybody. He grew up, in the Caribbean where there was a lot of different races. I mean, there was a lot of African, French. There's actually a lot of Asian people in the Caribbean too, because I mean, there's pirates. So
Yeah.
he understood. So when he came to America, he wanted to do the same thing. It was the land of the free. It was more for the people, and everybody's human. So he had a really big image of the future. So watching this really makes you appreciate, how big Hamilton is, and at the same time, rock out with, a lot of really amazing numbers of music. So I really, really think this is probably the best thing I've ever seen in a long, long time.
So you thought it was okay? You're
Yeah. 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 So anyways, I'm really glad I saw it. I shouldn't have paid as much as I did for the tickets.
That's my follow-up question. How much is it per
So, I mean, the show itself, I mean, it's very affordable if you buy it on time.
Okay, but how much did you pay?
Okay, let me tell you how much the ticket costs first.
Yeah.
The actual cost for it. It was $99 or $90 and plus like $5.25 fee or something like that. So total was $95.
Okay.
But I went on StubHub and bought the resale ticket. It was $350. And I bought two.
Yeah, I think when they came to LA, I think that was the price I was seeing it at, was around $250 to $350.
And that's a really good price, and I'll tell you why. Because when I went to New York, I was so close to just saying, F it, I'm just going to charge my card. And those tickets were like $525. I was so close to doing it. But I'm glad I didn't, because this other cast is amazing. Yeah.
No, I was thinking something else. I'm like, but your resolution was to not spend as much money, but that was last year.
This was for Julie's birthday, so yeah.
It was for you.
No, it was for her birthday.
I can easily see you trying to upsell it to her. But it's Hamilton. It's just good reviews. We gotta watch it. It's Hamilton.
It's just that she always wanted to watch it, and for the past 3 years we've been to New York, and every time it's a no. So
yeah.
Oh, even the guy that played Hamilton in this production sounds exactly like Lin-Manuel.
I was like, don't say he sounds exactly like Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's cool though. So. Is it just in New York right now? It is, right?
So right now, they just finished their Puerto Rican tour because they... and Lin-Manuel was in that production too. He was promoting it for charity. They did the show for charity. Another thing is they're doing the Broadway one, of course, and also Chicago is a permanent show. They did do Pantages for like a year in LA.
Yeah,
But
that's what I saw.
yeah, and then I think they have 2 touring shows right now. The one here and also one in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, that's what.
Columbus,
Yeah,
Ohio. Meh.
yeah.
All right, Tom. Uh, Also, before we move on to our new segment, just want
Hmm.
to point this out. A little throwback to the last episode. I forgot about smart water, sparkling water. But you know I can't see you, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm drinking as you're drinking. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee today.
uh, Anton and I are trying a new setup, so I can't see him as we're recording. So all I just heard was an awkward pause as I'm displaying the bottle. Like, can't see it. I just remember that.
Yeah. All right, dude. So is that a plug for Smart Water? Are we being sponsored?
No, but let's move on to news, and I'll tell you something else that's going on with water.
Okay. All right. Let's get into news.
All right, Anton. News. So I was gonna put this at the end, but well, since we're talking about water, let's go with it at the top of the news segment. Did you know about this Fiji water girl?
Yes.
It's breaking news. I don't know if you heard about this. It's definitely not a couple weeks old. But
Uh,
a little.
I heard. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about what I heard. So I heard about it during the Academy Awards,
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes. Yeah,
Yeah, they're all
that's where
kind
I
of
heard it.
mixed in there. Yeah.
Hmm.
So a little background: the Golden Globes happened, and Fiji Water was one of the sponsors. So they had, Fiji promo people walking around with trays of Fiji water handed to celebrities.
Hmm.
So that way, if they're lucky, they can get a celebrity in a picture holding one of their bottles.
Hmm.
Usually, how it works for them. But this girl took it to a next level. She kept photobombing celebrities, and not just
Yeah.
like just having to be background, but she's like smirking at the camera as she's photobombing with a tray of Fiji water. I don't think we really talked about it when it happened because it was so saturated in the news. She's making appearances on talk shows. I even saw radio stations posting pictures with her photobombing the studios and stuff like that. So she made the rounds.
Hmm.
She is now suing Fiji Water.
For what?
So apparently, what Fiji Water did was they took her iconic smirk and her pretty much one of the photo bombs she did at the Golden Globes, and did giant cardboard cutouts of her, and we're gonna post it all over. I think other awards or something like that.
Oh, so that way they won't have to hire her. They can just put out the. Okay.
That or they can have her in more places at once, or it becomes like a kind of a joke or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's suing Fiji for
Mhm.
using her likeness without her permission.
Yeah. But the thing is that I don't think she's gonna win because that's their content. They already paid for it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like taking a
Yeah.
picture and then you're able to use it all over and over and over again. But
Right. She
however,
got hired to be the face of the brand, anyways. So
yeah. But
she's doing what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, but there is a little thin line though. There's a lot of companies like especially like beauty industry. They have a lot of models doing stuff for them. They are contracted from a certain date to a certain date to apply to appear on a certain ad. So I don't know how this applies to it because I mean this is a viral video
Yeah.
or a viral picture. There's really no contract to how long it's being used. So there is a very thin line there to how this applies to what they're doing.
Yeah. So apparently there was that Fiji Water did a fake press conference with her showing her signing away the trademark Fiji Water Girl, which is what went viral.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it wasn't a real contract. It was a joke. She thought it was a joke. The document wasn't real,
Hmm.
but apparently like, that's what they're using to start this ad campaign of
Hmm.
her cardboard cutouts. I'm with you. Like, I mean, I get I get what she's going through about the whole them using her likeness without permission, but at the
Hmm.
same time, that's what she's getting paid for at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, but if you're a model, that's what you're working with is, getting gigs and
Yeah,
getting paid to be in ads from certain dates.
yeah,
So, I mean, there's a whole different ball game for all that stuff. I mean, there's different contracts for different things and how things work too. I mean, I don't really know what's in the contract, but I
yeah. I
guess,
mean, I don't know the details, especially when it comes to like being a promotional spokesperson like that.
hmm.
I would assume it's similar to like when you go to a convention, they have like booth models or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, Fiji's saying that this lawsuit's not going to go anywhere. She was compensated very well. They're not
Hmm.
saying how much she got paid for this deal, but she's getting compensated.
She probably
But
got compensated in a whole pallet of Fiji water.
yeah. But yeah, that's kind of breaking news. As we're preparing to record the show, I saw it, and I think you saw my reaction, like, "Ooh, that's good news."
Yeah.
Well, not good news, but it's news.
Uh,
Oh, and her name is Kelly. Oh, no. Yeah, Kelly Steinbach.
Kelly Sandbach.
Wait, no, that's the lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's her name? I just Cuthbert. Oh my God, I just saw her name and I can't find it now. Ah, damn it. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Holy
uh,
smokes.
no, damn it, I had to find this out because it's bugging me. No, I can't find it. Something Cuthbert. We'll find it. We'll figure it out later on. Anyways, next one on our list here, Anton, is Disneyland Space Mountain. I don't know if you've heard anything about this yet.
Okay, shoot away.
So a guy, and I'm seeing it happen 2 days ago, but I was seeing it this morning.
Hmm.
Um, I managed to get off of Space Mountain while the ride was going on, and they had to shut down the ride in order to get him get him out of there for safety reasons.
Okay, what was the reason?
He fell out. Well, okay, originally he said he claimed he fell off the ride,
Uh huh.
but then later on Kenneth Cuthbert, sorry. Anyways, I said originally he fell off the ride, but when Disney investigated, they saw that the restraint bar and everything was still there.
Hmm.
And upon further investigation, they saw that he managed to shimmy his way out of the restraining bars during the slow part of the ride and stand and walk off the ride. So apparently he did get some injuries,
Hmm.
but he managed to get himself to first aid station. And then from there, Disney employees and law enforcement got him off the ride
Hmm.
and out of the danger area. The I'm kind of struggling with the story because apparently he has a mental disability,
Hmm.
but yet he still had the wherewithal to find the first aid station on the ride.
That's so weird. I think he had it all planned out.
I think he was doing something, dude. Because
Yeah.
you can't slip out of those restraint bars that easily, dude.
No.
Like you
I,
have
I,
to
I guess
it.
probably what he did before he got on was to put his hands up, and as soon as the lap bars go down, he left himself enough space to just slip out.
Oh, so kind of like that the whole escape rope kind of thing,
Yeah.
being tied to a chair.
Hmm.
Just gonna say, yeah, maybe I don't know, but I was seeing this I'm like that is so weird. But I guess the ride has been closed since then. Probably still making sure that the ride was functioning as intended and that something didn't actually go wrong.
Hmm. So besides that, I mean that's kind of crazy, but
Right?
yeah. Since we're already talking about Disney at Disneyland, we were vaguely talking about the topic. They actually have a name for it that we didn't really talk about. It was called Project Stardust.
Last
And
episode. Right?
yeah, last episode. And I want to go more in depth because a lot of people are starting to talk more about it. They're doing a lot of different changes throughout the whole entire park because they're getting ready for Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, and I guess you were talking about how the main street is going to be. Did they already do it? They widened the street, and they basically don't have steps on the sidewalks anymore.
No, well, I haven't been there, but last time I was there in December, they haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they're widening the street? They're just taking away the curbs, pretty much, and smoothing, making it more rounded.
Yeah, I think it makes so much more sense because there's going to be a lot more people coming into the park now. So they had to do that because, I mean, if people are, going straight into the park, they're going to have enough room for people to walk.
Yeah.
Especially in the morning because I noticed that, sometimes
it's a choke point.
Yeah, it is a very, very crazy choke point. I remember, usually in the mornings, sometimes they have like ropes that kind of have a walkway where you can go on the sides to get to where you need to go. And then, the middle, people can just, go wherever. And the only reason why they had those ropes is because they had that step. And it's such a big safety hazard. I guess because now it's probably more rounded, they're able to have more people go in and they don't need to have that rope there.
Yeah, the other time I saw it too is the problem is when the parade is over or when the fireworks show is over, because then you have a big group of people trying to leave the park all at once, and it's pretty much just like a blob of a crowd trying to funnel through like a 15-foot opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's insane.
Yeah. So they're doing a couple of other changes too. I mean, I saw pictures of the front of the castle. It's being rebuilt in certain areas, and I think they're trying to widen that area too. Because can you imagine?
The gateway?
Yeah.
Or the drawbridge kind of area?
Yeah, the drawbridge area, and I think the reason why is because, I mean, in the future, when Galaxy's Edge open, a lot of people are going to be rushing down to that area, and the fastest way to get there is through the castle. I mean, you can go through Adventureland,
but that's a long way around.
Yeah,
yeah,
because Toontown's not there anymore, right?
The what?
Toontown's not there anymore.
Oh, it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's just in the very back. It's not going to affect Toontown because it's like a separate little hidden area by a small world. So it's not going to affect it. But no, I see the point with the drawbridge because same thing, that's a small area and it's a very iconic area too. Like if you're first time going to Disney, of course you want to go see the castle. You want to walk into the castle.
Yeah, but people who have already been there, they don't want to go there. They just want to get to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, we'll go around if needed.
Yeah, I think what would you predict the ride times would be?
For Galaxy's Edge or just for the whole park itself?
Galaxy's Edge and they're gonna have like two rides.
Okay, so at the worst that I saw Guardians, I think it was at 2:30. No, 2:10.
2:10. Wow.
I'm willing to say that at its peak, Galaxy's Edge rides are probably going to be. I'm going to go 280.
280.
280, give or take 15 minutes each.
I think the worst I've ever seen was for Pandora. It was that Flight of Passage ride, and that the most I've ever seen was like 360 minutes.
Ooh. So
that's a little over like almost like
that's 6 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even the Slinky ride that when they opened up Toy Story Land, that was pretty much like half a day waiting in
Oh,
line.
dude, no, it's too much.
Hmm.
That defeats the whole purpose of like getting to enjoy the entire experience. You're just there for one thing. That's it.
Yeah, I remember hearing people where their whole family would just go throughout the whole entire park and just do whatever, and they just have one person from the family just stay in line the whole day. Probably switch off, but that's just crazy though. I don't even know why would they would even do that. I mean, in this case, if I was in charge of the whole thing, I would give each person like a fast pass or something, to let them know what time or what number they are, so that they can come back, instead of just waiting there all day long. That's
like do one ride passes to honor the wait time, because that's insane, dude. At the first time I rode Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, I think I got lucky. Like I happened to be walking by the ride when it reopened. So it was like a 80 to 90 minute wait. But that's because people were still in line, that they refused when the ride originally broke down. They refused to get out of line.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think by the time I got off the ride, it was already back to like 210, like 180. So
yeah, you got a little lucky there.
Yeah. No, exactly. So yeah, Galaxy's Edge is definitely gonna be a packed area.
So other than these Disney news, you got something that is part of Disney.
I was like, still Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, big news, Anton. Black Panther's coming to theaters this February.
Okay.
No, it's not 2018. So, all right. So AMC, in honor of Black History Month, is bringing back Black Panther in select theaters across the country.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which, I mean, I get it, but racist.
I don't know. A lot of people who are African American, they do find Black History Month kind of offensive.
No, well, yeah, because they say, "Oh, we only get 1 month." No, not just that, but I feel like they're trying to. Also, only Black Panther. Like Black Panther's the only like black movie out there. I mean, you know how annoyed I would get if like, oh, for Hispanic History Month, which is between mid-September and mid-October, we're bringing back Coco. F you guys.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
a little mixed feelings.
For Asian Month, they're gonna bring back Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool, but then why? I mean, people are already seeing it.
Yeah, no, that's what I don't get. That's what I saw. I was like, I'll talk about it. So it's both of them. Okay, so I forgot to add this to a list, but I want to add it just because it's coming out tomorrow. Have you heard of Anthem?
Oh yeah, the video game from EA.
Yeah. I've been seeing kind of teasers for it, and at first I thought it was kind of like a throwaway game, but I've been seeing some of the trailers, and I'm getting kind of interested. It's pretty much Iron Man meets Destiny meets Halo.
It's a very big game, and I was gonna talk to you about that too. What do you think about doing the subscription? There's a little trial that you can do before you buy the game. So I don't know if you want to do that with me. I think it's about $14.99 a month or something like that. But then you could try it out for the first month. I think you get 14-day free trial. Yeah.
Have you done to try it? The demo comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's February 1st. The game actually gets released on the 22nd for PC, Xbox, and PS4.
Yeah.
But
in order to do the demo, you have to do the trial.
Those jerks. I think I have the email too from EA.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I'm curious about it, and I swear the suits are so Iron Man ripoff. Like even the mask just comes out like the same way that Iron Man mask does too.
I was thinking of doing. I was. It's funny you bring up this topic because I was looking through my emails to see if there's any game testing at EA right now, so I can get a copy for you and I. Yeah.
Again, I know
Yeah.
you tried this road before.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd be down to try it. Yeah, I'll try to look at the email and see what the details are for the demo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. All right, Anton. Ready to move on to our next segment?
Yep.
Let's go to streaming.
All right. So for streaming this week, I mean, we don't really have much, but I sort of watched two. Okay, so Fire Festival, we talked about it before in a couple episodes ago, where it's a festival about the biggest party that never really happened. And this party was run by Ja Rule and this guy named Billy? Sorry. Billy McFarlane. Billy McFarlane. And what they did was they wanted to promote this company that they started. Like, let's say if you wanted to book Kylie Jenner at your birthday party or something, you would go to fire.com and you can book the talent. It'll tell you the pricing and everything, and you choose the dates, and they basically would contact the people and try to get that talent to be at your birthday party or whatever it is. Yeah, so they wanted to promote it by doing a really big festival, and they wanted to go all out by doing this party on a private island in the Bahamas. And they advertised this island as Pablo Escobar's getaway. He owned that island, or he used to own the island.
Yeah.
And, because of the way that they marketed it, the people who owned the island weren't too happy with it because it still had family-owned affiliation with Pablo Escobar's family.
Right.
And they wanted it to be, a hush-hush type of thing. But they went all out. So what happened was they didn't let them buy the island. They canceled it on them. So they had to find a different area. They had to find a different island.
Yeah.
And when that came around, the island that they picked second, they couldn't get everything where they wanted it to be, because during that week when they had the whole party or the concert, they had an event there. They had like a racing event or something like that for boat racing. So everybody's coming into town that week. So all of the hotels on the island is all booked already. So can you imagine you owning a company and you wanted people to have a place to stay? There's no place to stay on the island.
Yeah, I remember all this stuff happening, and the videos were so dramatic, and it almost made it seem like it was like a refugee camp. Like they're just stranded, like the first episode of Lost.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy because the night before the actual event, it was raining. Like it looked like a hurricane that just went through. So all of the mattresses were all soaking wet, and they couldn't bring water in. It's all in containers, but then they wouldn't release the container unless somebody paid for it. And they asked like for $26,000 to release the water.
Per bottle or for the whole case?
For the whole entire container.
Oh, it's a vendor. It was a vendor that was like, we have the water delivery, but we're not giving the water out until we get the payment for it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think like the Fire Festival people had it. I'm like, what?
And no, it's crazy because in the very beginning, they don't have enough money to do anything. So they had like a bunch of people setting up these tents, and they overbooked these people. There's no place for them to stay. So they overbooked people, and then they don't have enough tents for everybody. And the place that they're doing it at is kind of like a dump. It's like, you know, when they came there, they're like asking the people of the island, like, hey, if we did an event here, where are we going to do it? And they gave them like this new development area that they're working on, but it's all trash everywhere because nothing's being developed there yet.
Yeah, yeah. It was all half-assed, or not just, or so they bought the tents and all they did was throw the kit on the ground and said, "Here you go."
Yeah, yeah. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, I remember the pictures, and it was one of like it looked like it was the start of a really, really, really good reality show where a bunch of rich kids were thrown on an island and said, "Here, survive."
Yeah, so I mean, from the trailer pretty much sold the whole entire thing. They sold a dream that, you know, everybody had, but then nobody can get it because it's not real. I mean, if they were able to pull it off, then you know, that's amazing. But they didn't. They overpromised people, you know, what is it, models and the best vacation ever on an island that, you know, Pablo Escobar was on, but they ended up not doing his island. Yeah. So, anyways, there's 2 documentaries out right now for Fire. The first one is on Netflix. That one is more of the actual clips of the behind the scenes. There was actually someone that was documenting the whole entire Fire Festival from the very beginning, and that's what these clips are from. And it's more of like the up and center close up on what really happened. The other documentary that is on Hulu, that one's called Fire Fraud. That one is basically in the eyes of the people that attended the festival. So it's a bunch of clips and interviews of people going to the festival.
Yeah, I can imagine that one's very dramatic.
Yeah, that one's a lot more dramatic because it's you know, people spend a lot of money, and you know, us thinking about it, it's like, whoa, why would you spend that much money?
Because they were rich kids. They're the ones that like.
It's not just rich kids. There was a couple of interviews where, you know, some guy who's like living in a apartment. He has nothing in there, but he saved his money for this event because he wanted a life-changing experience. And there was a lot of people in that documentary, and it's beyond crazy why you would spend $26,000 on a couple of days.
Yeah. The other thing too is the scenes once the people were finally being out, because wasn't there a storm going on at the time, like they couldn't get the people off the island or whatever?
No, it's just that they don't have planes. They don't have enough planes.
Oh, there we go. That's what it was. Yeah. It was they needed boats and they needed buses, whatever. Like they didn't have anything.
Yeah, they didn't have transportation, so they hired like a local person to bring them on a bus.
Yeah, no, but I remember like those shots like 2 days later, people being they
got locked up in an airport for
no, it was the rich kids. And again, I keep looking at rich kids, but they were the ones that were like posting stories on Snapchat and Instagram, like all huddled up on the buses, like as if like those Vietnam War movies of them coming home after the war in the helicopters, you know, being rescued off of getting helicoptered out of Vietnam. That was these kids getting bussed out of that Fire Festival.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're really into, you know, documentaries, it's interesting to watch. For someone who don't really care much about it, I wouldn't care to watch. The only reason why is, you know, I mean, we were fans of Ja Rule in the past, so I thought it was very interesting to see, you know, his business side, and I think he just met the wrong person to do the wrong investment. That's all.
Yeah, Ja Rule, he was a thing. No, I do want to check it out just because there was such a focus on it was such a big story. And we didn't really get much of it out of it except for a festival shit hit the fan, and then people getting rescued out of the Fire Festival, and then lawsuit, and that's pretty much it. That's all we heard. It was kind of headlines.
There was a lady that pretty much tried to cater to the people, you know, that were hungry, and she thought she was going to get paid, but she didn't get paid a penny. And she had to fork out her savings, like almost over $50,000 that she saved up. and she was crying in the documentary, and she just couldn't pay her people, so she took her own money to pay her people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a big loss. But then, hey, somebody made a GoFundMe page and raised a lot of money for her. So
I saw that. That was one of the once the reviews for these documentaries started coming out. That's one. That is one post I started seeing a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
That somebody paid him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for her. I mean, she basically did free labor. Same thing with a lot of the people that put up the tents too. They didn't get paid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anton. So you recommended both of them or just one?
It's different perspectives, so it's very interesting to see.
Okay, well, which one do you think people should see first? The Hulu one or the Amazon one?
I think should see. I think you should see the Netflix one first, just to get the feel of what happened before.
Like the background.
The background on how it started and where it was going and how it ended. Because the other one was just the second half of what happened. So it's better to watch the Netflix one first, I think.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds good, Anton. All right. Ready to move on to our last segment?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right. Let's go into movies. All right, Anton. For movies, we have this week. Number 1, Glass. No surprise there, with 77.8 million. Number 2, The Upside with 65.8 million. Number 3, The Green Book with 50.9 million. Number 4, Aquaman Still Fighting Strong with 318.1 million. And not last, but in 5th place, Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse with 170.4 million, going almost onto his 50th day.
Wow.
Yeah. We talked about Glass last week. Do you think it's going to be holding up against the new releases this week, Anton?
I don't think so. I think a lot of movies that are coming out will top the box office. Doesn't matter what it is, because whoever wanted to see Glass probably already seen it.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about that one. Tomorrow we have Gina Rodriguez's new movie Miss Bala with Anthony Mackie from Avengers and The Hurt Locker. So that one looks going to be really interesting. I'm kind of curious about that one.
That is something that I actually want to see. Surprisingly. Yeah.
Oh, it was weird that they made a remake of it so soon. Because the Spanish version, I think, is only like 3 years old or something, or 4 years old.
Was it longer than that? What's the old version called?
Same thing. I'm pretty sure it was the same thing.
Miss Bala?
That was a Spanish name for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of a different movie.
Okay. And the following week after that, we have the Lego movie coming out. So I think whatever money Glass is going to make, it needs to fight Miss Bala for it. And then if not, Lego is going to take over.
Lego is going to take over, period.
Yeah, I was seeing, I think it's like a 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, critic review. I still have not seen the original Lego movie, but I did see the Lego Batman, which is hilarious.
Oh, okay, then you're going to love the Lego movie. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I haven't seen the Ninjago one before. That's the one with Dave Franco and Jackie Chan.
Oh, I didn't know they went that high budget for the Ninjago ones.
Oh yeah, they went pretty high budget on that one. It looks really funny, but I just haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm.
Oh, let me give you a little warning. The songs are very catchy.
For Lego?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The first one is "Everything Is Awesome." That's the name of the song.
That seems like a very Chris Pratt song.
Yeah, and then I think for the new Lego movie, it's called the song's gonna get stuck in your head. That's the name of the song.
Yeah, no, I did see the trailer for it before what movie? I think it was before Aquaman. I saw the trailer for it, and I was laughing my butt off on just watching some of those scenes.
Yeah, the little star is like, oh, it's so cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think we're finally starting to get into the good movies, because after that, then we have Alita Battle Angel, which you had to miss out on.
Yeah, I had a screening today that I totally missed. I really wanted to see it too. I mean, I'm a big fan of Robert Rodriguez, and
Hmm.
I missed it because my wife was in class. But I mean, it's fine. We had a date night. We had some sushi. We had some really good dessert. So it paid off.
Some sushi. All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I kind of want to see the. I want to get your take on this.
Okay.
Uh, Somebody has taken a collage of all the major movies that are coming out. Well, the major movie for each month of this year,
Mhm.
and I want to see how excited you get for this one. So January, Glass.
Mhm.
February, Alita, Battle Angel. March, Captain Marvel. April, Avengers. May, Detective Pikachu.
Mhm.
June, Toy Story 4. July, Spider-Man. August, The New Mutants. Uh, September, It, Chapter 2. And October, the Joker movie.
Mhm.
November, Frozen 2. And December, Star Wars.
Mhm.
We easily have at least two movies each month this year that you want to see after starting February.
So do I have any that I would like to see? Like just pick two or
No, I'm saying like which one are you probably most excited for?
Captain Marvel, of course, would be the first thing that I'm looking forward to. Second thing would be um, the Detective Pikachu. Yeah, I'm really
uh,
excited for that.
I'm on the fence about Detective Pikachu. I want to watch it regardless, but I definitely
Mhm.
will like I'm containing my excitement and keeping my
Keeping a low
expectations
expectation.
real.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm totally like that too, but it's Pokemon, so it's really hard for
you
me
have
to,
to.
yeah, yeah.
I know.
Even watching the most recent Pokemon movie, the one where they basically summed up the whole first season of the Kanto, is it Kanto region?
Kanto, yeah.
Kanto region, where the Elite Four and stuff like that, but they scrunch it up into one movie, which was amazing. I love that movie, and it was a really good fresh take on it. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, what is it?
It's Pokemon the movie.
Oh, it's just the movie?
Yeah, Pokemon the movie, and it's basically the whole entire. It doesn't have Brock. It doesn't have Misty. It has two new characters that pretty much remind you of Brock and Misty, but it works so well. Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of a streamlined version of that story.
Yeah, imagine like Ash going to all of the gyms in one
Hmm.
movie
Okay.
and fighting the Elite Four in one movie.
Pokemon movie, I Choose You.
Yep, that one.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll check it out.
Hmm.
All right, Anton. We really don't have really much to talk about this movie segment. We just want to give a rundown of the movies coming out. Uh, I do have to start working on our movie draft because I think that's going to sneak up on me very quickly.
Hmm.
Uh,
And I
I-
probably have to make a new logo for that.
oh yes, please do,
Yeah.
please do. Um, yeah, dude. So I can't wait. I'll
Hmm.
probably put a list up on our website once it's ready, and we'll start studying because I don't know if we're gonna get to go to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago this year because we
Hmm.
haven't heard back about our media passes
Oh, I think it's before February something.
that we're supposed to hear.
Yeah.
If we got it,
Yeah.
okay.
There's a
Um,
specific date for it.
yeah, because yeah, it's usually when that's usually when we do our draft too.
Hmm.
So if we get the passes, we have to do the draft earlier. That's which can be put more pressure on me. If we
Hmm.
don't, then that's cool. We can stay on schedule. But either way, clock's ticking on my side.
Hmm. Yeah,
All right.
well, I'm excited either way. Well, you're getting to go to WinterCon, so that's really cool.
Yes, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Josias from the Comic Syndicate and my brother RJ from Deep Dives and Rabbit Holes. So luckily
Yeah.
here it's here in Anaheim. So
Hmm. So also we're gonna have some really big announcements in the upcoming episodes. Just a little teaser. We can't really talk much about it, but it's gonna be
So why'd
something
you bring it
really
up?
awesome. No, it's just a
Really
little
big
teaser.
announcement. Not gonna tell you what it is. So
Yeah, just to keep people coming back, just to, yeah.
all right.
Hmm.
All right. So if people want to keep us coming back, how can they do that?
They can do that by going to a website at www.the2oc.com to purchase some maybe t-shirts. Not this one. This one's in and out. And maybe some stickers. And if there was something that we talked about on the show that they like, they can probably click anywhere on our site that has the Amazon banner, and it gives us a little kickback when they do any purchases on anything that they would like to purchase. Yeah, and I also got a new Twitter handle, so I'll bring it up after your segment.
All right. You can also follow us on social media at the 2OC on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can send us an email to mail@the2oc.com. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever the rating system is on your favorite podcast listening app. And go on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel there, The2OC. That way, ring the bell, get a little notification when we start streaming.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Go
so
ahead.
yeah. So you can find me at Antchobies on Instagram and Twitter.
Right, I guess. OC Alan Flores on Twitter. I think A Flores 9263 on Instagram. I don't remember. I can't. I'm not used to promoting most stuff.
Yeah, it's weird when you have different handles on different platforms. You just don't really know what to do.
We get it, Anton. You mastered social media, and I haven't. Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Anton. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. For the 2OC, I'm Al Flores.
And I'm Anton Duan.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Later.